Hey everybody, it's a little after 11:30 here. I figured I'd come on here and pay tribute to Scott Hall, who earlier this afternoon was taken off life support and has passed away at the age of 63. Hall, as you know, had been on life support throughout this past weekend, following having 3 heart attacks, thanks to some blood clots that had developed from having hip surgery the week before. Hall was, of course, a survivor. He battled drug addiction and alcohol addiction. We all know him from his stints in the AWA in the 80s, WCW in the early 90s as the Diamond Stud. He joined the WWF years later, becoming the bad guy, Razor Ramon, a character which still looks cool to this day. The slick back curly hair, the vest, the Tony Montana accent and attitude. Later, he rejoined WCW with Kevin Nash, who at the time was left the WWF to make more money with WCW. They would form the Outsiders and become members of the NWO with Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And what can we say? The NWO really got wrestling going once again. More people were coming into shows, and that would also help bring in what is remembered as the Attitude Era that the WWF conjured up to compete with WCW. Of course, the WWF would have the last laugh, but the NWO still remains, to me, they still remain one of the most defiant factions in pro wrestling history, next to the original Four Horsemen. And I mentioned this on a YouTube stream a couple years back when they were talking about the NWO, and I simply said the NWO were the Sex Pistols of pro wrestling. And Eric Bischoff, who came up with that idea, was their Malcolm McLaren. After his time in WWE, he kind of had a lot of demons to battle, as we all know. For many years, he was battling those demons head on. He finally gave those demons the Razor's Edge, his finishing move while in the WWF as Razor Ramon. Emerged victorious. And now he's gone. And also, let's credit Hall for coming up with the Crow Sting gimmick. We all remember the old Sting with the Bart Simpson haircut, the face paint, the green, bright red colors that he would wear. After some issues with other WCW performers, he would merge back as this dark anti-hero hero in a way, if you want to call it that way, to avenge WCW and beat the crap out of members of the NWO. That was Scott Hall's idea. And the Stinger still uses that gimmick today. Although his hair is a lot more shorter and slicked back, but the Stinger is probably the same age as Scott Hall was, probably in his 50s or 60s. You know, one of the cool things I liked about Razor Ramon, like I said, was the hairstyle that he had at that time. Slick back and kind of like a slick, curly mullet with a little hair sticking out here. The toothpick, which he would throw at the cameraman a few times. the sayings that he would come out to the crowd. He would say, "Hey, yo." He would do the survey says, "Did you come here to see WCW or did you come here to see the NWO?" And survey says, "One more for the good guys." Of course, and we also cannot forget that one gimmick he had during the last few years of WCW, the Last Call Scott Hall storyline. Of course, Hall at the time, for what I understand, was going through a lot of alcohol issues there. And I don't know whose idea was it. May have been Vince Russo's or whoever it was when he was running that company at that time, to have Scott Hall, the alcoholic, as an in-ring performer. Well, as I mentioned, Scott was finally clean for the past couple of years there. He's been doing a lot of interviews talking about Hulk Hogan, the NWO, his wrestling career, and that on almost every kayfabe commentary interviews or any podcasts, you name it there. So I think we all should do a little this in honor of Scott Hall. This, of course, was the Click sign. The Click being the elite wrestling faction consisting of Hall, Nash, Shawn Michaels, Sean Walton, aka X-Pac, as well as Triple H. All those guys are now paying their homages to Hall as we speak. So, once again, Scott Hall, dead at age 63. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. So when you know when I either go live or upload a vlog or a music set there. And survey says, one more for the good guys. Take care.